What use is an F-call? When was the last time you went online and downloaded a copy of the LCD? Do you even know where to find it? Do you know when it was last changed and what changes it contained? If the answer is, I have a copy from 2005 when they introduced the Foundation license, you have a problem. The LCD changed in 2005 twice, again in 2008, also in 2010, and again in 2013. In total, between 2005 and 2013, there were 546 changes to the document that sets out the conditions to which your amateur license is subject to. Some of those 546 changes are trivial. Renaming the department from ACA to ACMA account for about 5 changes. Others are more significant. For example, between the 2010 and 2013 issue of the LCD, there were only 21 changes. Little ones, like changing the date, and bigger ones like removing zone restrictions from around Melbourne, Perth and Sydney, and adding 2 new exclusion zones, one off the coast of Exmouth with a 1,000 kilometre radius, and one in the Timor Sea with a 2,000 kilometre radius. If you add those 2 exclusions to a map of Australia, you'll find most of the Northern Territory is excluded, half of Western Australia, and a big chunk of the north of Queensland. Excluded from what, you ask? Well, if you'd read the LCD, you'd know that this was the formal allocation of the 630 metre band, and that Australia added it to the allowed bands for amateur use, with a few provisos about where you couldn't use it. Between 2008 and 2010, there are 34 changes. Gems include conditions under which you can pass message traffic, the addition of the 2200 metre band, and permitting different access control methods. Some of these affect every amateur. Others only the lucky few with ample spare space to run some large antenna systems. In aviation, there is an assumption that the conditions under which you're flying today are different from what they were yesterday, and that tomorrow they'll be different again. There are processes for keeping up to date, notification services, subscriptions and the like. In amateur radio, there is an assumption that the conditions under which you're operating don't change much at all. The truth is that your amateur radio license conditions are a living thing. Conditions change regularly, and sometimes in more ways than you expect. So, get yourself a copy of the LCD, make sure you read and understand it, and look for little snakes in the grass that might significantly impact the operation of your station. Tip for new players: in your favourite word processor, you can open the current version of a document and compare it with the previous version using the Compare Document feature. I'm Ono, Victor Kilo 6, Foxtrot Lima Alpha Bravo.